Hey guys, my name is Gina Luciani, and in today's video, I am going to show you how to do a collaboration within the Acapella app. By the way, if you're wondering what exact app it is that I'm using in this video, it is called Acapella. It is by Pick Play Post. You can find it in the App Store for either your iPhone or your Android. I will put the link to it in the description below just to make it super easy on you. I also did two other videos that I think you guys would be interested in. The first one, which you should definitely watch, is the basics of the Acapella app. It's the free version, and I teach you literally from start to finish how to create a video within the Acapella app. And if you know how to do that, that's going to make your collaboration so much easier to work on. The second one that I did is the premium, features of this app. I have a whole video on that, and also talking about whether I think it's worth it or not worth it. So I would highly suggest for you guys to watch that one as well. Anyway, moving forward, one thing that I love about this app is you are able to collaborate with people literally no matter where they live. As long as they have the app, you are able to collaborate with them, which is really, really cool. You could collaborate with people that play the same instrument as you, different instruments than you, whatever it is, and it's really fun, and I have done a lot of collaborations this way, and it is one of the easiest way to do a video collaboration. I have a lot of tips for you so that you end up with the best quality and you have the least amount of frustration going forward, just to make it very streamlined and easy for you. The first thing that you need to do is figure out how many people you are going to be collaborating with, and of course choose what piece of music you're going to be playing. So you can have up to 9 people in a collaboration. So that's pretty cool. So then you also need to find a piece of music. So of course you're going to want to have something that everybody can play and something that everybody has the music to. That's going to also be very important. So also other things to keep in mind. The first person who does this is going to have a lot of responsibility because they're going to have to set up this entire project on Acapella. So what you're going to have to do is first pick a BPM. So a BPM, in case you don't know, is your metronome, how fast that is. Just because your part is easier, somebody else might have a harder part, and so you might have to go slower. So really make sure that you have that set right from the beginning. You're not able to change that later on. And also know how many parts there are. If you decided to start with 5 parts and then you thought, oh, you know what, it'd be so cool to add a 6th person, you're not going to be able to do that once you get started. So you need to figure all these things out from the very, very beginning. Another thing that you need to do, this first person, is you need to go and adjust the gain. I will show you guys how to do that in just a second, but you need to adjust the gain. And essentially what the gain is if you've ever recorded a video before and sometimes it kind of clips, it sounds too loud for the microphone essentially, that is what you're going to be adjusting, is the gain. So what you would want to do in that situation, if it's too loud for the microphone, is pull that down. But you want to start out with that so you have good audio quality right from the beginning. Another thing to consider is that if one person in the collaboration happens to have a premium account, it only needs to be one person. If they have a premium account, what you're able to do is actually use some of the premium features when doing your collaboration. The features that you're able to use are the premium templates, and you're also able to record for more than 1 minute. So let's say you want to record something that's 3 minutes long, it's up to 10 minutes that you can record. I wouldn't highly suggest doing something that long when you're doing a collaboration. Probably something like 3 minutes or under would probably be the best way to go. But let's say it's 2 or 3 minutes long, you're able to do that with the premium account. So if that person starts it, you can send it to the next person, and they're actually able to record for, up to 10 minutes as well and use that same template that you did. So that is one thing to keep in mind if somebody does have a premium account. The last person will also have responsibility, not quite as much as the first person, but they will also have responsibility. They're going to be able to modify it to a degree. You're going to be able to change the borders. You can put a filter on it. Also, you will be able to adjust the levels. So for instance, if one person is playing melody and then these people are playing harmony, you're able to adjust those levels at the very end. And then this person will also be exporting it and sending it to the people. So it's good to have somebody starting and ending that kind of knows what they're doing. I will go into that more in a little bit for you though. Also, when you're picking whatever music that you're doing, I would highly suggest always doing it with a metronome within the app. I already talked about this a little bit before of setting the tempo, but doing it with the metronome will make it so much easier for you guys to sync together. That way you're not like guessing like, oh, are they slowing down here? Are they speeding up? Along with that, if there are any retards, do not do them. Pick something that does not have any rubato whatsoever. Maybe if you want to hold the last chord out a little bit longer, that's fine. You can, talk to each other and say, instead of it being 4 beats, we're going to make it 6 beats. Whatever you decide to do, that's great. But you need to do something that is pretty straightforward the whole way through. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot harder. It doesn't mean it's impossible and that you can't do it, but it's going to be a lot harder because you're going to be, that first person's going to play very easy for that first person. The second person's going to have to match them. And by the time, if you have several people recording, if everybody's not completely together, it's going to sound a little off and you don't want to be dealing with that. So that's why I would recommend having something that has a very straightforward tempo from beginning to end. So now I'm going to show you how to do a collaboration within the app. So we're going to first click here and record new. If somebody did invite you to join a collaboration, you could do that. Otherwise, you would click record new. Whatever you are working on though, this will delete it. So just be very careful about that. So this first person is going to be able to choose the layout, the template. Make sure to choose however many parts you actually have. You can't go back and change this. You would literally have to start over. So it's really important to get it right from the beginning. And there's different ratios, obviously, so these are some of them so that you can see. Let's go back here. Let's say we have 4 people that we're going to be recording with. Where's the one I like? Okay, this one. We're going to choose this. And again, right here, you want to make sure to choose something that is beyond how long you think it's going to be. So for instance, if you think that whatever you're recording is going to be 45 seconds, I would just make it 1 minute. What Acapella does is it cuts you off right then, whatever it is that you set. So let's say you did a custom time, it's 45 seconds, it's actually 47 seconds. It will cut you off at 45 seconds, which is a little annoying. So always go further, and then you can always trim your video so that it's not too long. Okay, so you want to choose where you're recording. So again, you aren't able to change this around. So let's say the first person records here and later on wants theirs to be here instead. You're not able to do that. So it's really important to know right from the beginning where exactly it is that you're recording. Let's go here. The first person's recording here. These are things that you're going to need to set. Go right here. This is your mic input gain. I talked about this earlier. Just make sure whatever you're recording isn't too loud for your phone. This is your mic monitor volume, so how much of yourself that you're hearing in your headphones, and then your metronome and audio volume. Okay, it is also very important for the person to set a metronome. So this is your time signature and the BPM. Let's just say we are going to do 100. So this is going to also set the tempo for your accountant, which is really helpful. This way you guys will be able to sync so much easier. Also, if you wanted to play with a piece of music or a song, as long as you have it on your phone, then you can select the song and choose the part of the song that you want to record with. So that's another option, but I always like to use the metronome option. And now, again, we're just going to record. So click here, and it's going to give you your count off in whatever BPM that you set earlier. So let's say that you either messed up or you're happy you're done recording. You just click here. If you're happy, click continue. If you want to do it over again, click redo. So for this, we'll say continue. Then it's going to play it back for you, and just to double check that you're happy with it. So then you click here. Now let's say that was the only part that I'm recording and I'm going to send it to the next person. I'm going to click share, and then you click collaboration. So you do this, and I like to do a text message. That's what I always do. So I do a text message and send it to the person. So in our text message, you will see this. So all you have to do is click this. It's very important, by the way, for everybody, obviously, to have the app, but it's also really important for them to have an account in order to do these collaborations. So make sure you have that set up before you get started. So you would click collab. Great. And this is just showing what I just recorded. Obviously, this would be a new person. So I'm gonna click yes. Great. So it pulls up what we just recorded. So then you would do the exact same thing. Click where you want to record. Make sure that your gain is in the right place, the second person. Everybody's is going to be different. So do that and then record, and you do the same thing until you get to the end. So I'm just going to go through that really quickly so that you can see what that looks like. Okay, so now let's say you are the last person that just recorded. Now you get to change some of the things on here, and it will really make your project stand out once you have it. So of course you can click here and listen to it all back. Then right here, this is really important. So let's say this person right here has the melody. What you're going to want to do is have them up in the mix, so you can adjust that right here. And then you can, of course, pan or add reverb, change the pitch. You can also add an echo. Then let's say everybody else has harmony, then you can go in here and adjust this. Go here, adjust, go here, adjust. And you just click on each one to adjust that. So let's say we're happy, we're listening back, sounds great. So we go here. Now you're gonna change the look of it. So you can add a filter here. So there's a lot to choose from. Let's say we don't want a filter though. And this will allow you to change the border. So you can have a solid color like this, or you could have texture. There's a bunch of different types of textures. So you can choose that here. I'm gonna just go back to white for the time being. And then the last thing is a watermark. So you can either add text or you can add an image. So maybe you want to display somebody's handle. Unfortunately, you're not able to have multiple rows. So that's a little annoying if you had 4 people and you wanted to do that. But you can have a watermark. You could even just say like the name of what it was that you were playing. So you have all these options here. You could also add an image. This is left over from a video I did a very long time ago. I did a cover of Beauty and the Beast, so that's why that's there. I wanted that image. So you can choose an image from your phone and of course change the opacity. You can also just not have a watermark. You can do that as well. So let's just say we want that. Okay, and then at the very end you click share. And then what I like to do is put it private. You can put it public, and that basically just allows people on the app to find whatever it is you created. I like to save it to my camera roll. I think that's the best way of saving it, and then put it on Instagram or Facebook or wherever it is that you're putting it. But there are these other options that you can choose from. I just think the best way is to just save it on your phone, and then make sure if you're the last person to send it to the other people that you are working with so that they can share it too. Like I said before, I really enjoy using this app, especially doing the collaborations. I think that is really fun. You can play with people no matter where they live, and that is a really cool thing that this app is allowing people to do. Anyway, if you have any questions about how to do collaborations, please leave those in the comments below and I'll make sure to get back to you. And also make sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram, as well as subscribe to my channel. I have a bunch of other videos coming very soon, so I will see you then.